Hi, welcome. I'm Jessie Walters from Charles Rutenberg. I'm here today to talk to you guys about new listings and also just going back to brass tacks of how to actually purchase a home. What are the steps? I know a lot of you guys send questions, so I have a bunch of questions. We're gonna answer those, but first I'm gonna go over some new listings you might be interested in. Most of these are in Pasco County, Florida, and so we have. I don't know if we want to start with Diane Drive, 7317 Diane Drive, Newport Richey. This house is located off of US 19, and it is a real nice floor plan. A lot of people who have seen the house have asked if it's staged, and no, it's not. She's just a real good decorator in there. It's super cute. You have a small step down living room, or a small step for the step down living room. Fresh paint, as you can see, laminate, just really nice, nice layout. There's a barn door to the left, which you can't see, but you'll be able to see in a second for the closet. This is the back room, which we've actually updated the picture. I'm gonna have to take that one off. They put a new finish on that floor back there. It looks fantastic. I believe the pictures will probably come up on that, the new painting too, and there's the kitchen. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. It's 1,595 square foot, so it's actually a good sized house too. So if you got a couple kids, definitely it's enough room in there. You have 2 living room areas and a back porch, which is brand new aluminum. It's under roof. As you can see, stainless steel appliances, just real nice. There's a little pantry area too. Just everything's real nicely done, super clean and neat. And that one is still available. We just reduced it today, so it's $254,900, and that's a real good price on that house too. So you have your 2 living room areas. This is the one with laminate, and then you can see kind of like a little door. There's a bathroom there to the right, and there's also a bathroom on the other side of the house too. So there's 2 bathrooms. This is the smaller of the 2. This is the one straight off the living room. And then you have another one next to the bedrooms and stuff. Oh, and here's the new floor. It's kind of hard to see the color and stuff in that floor, but it's really cool. It's that new, I guess, lacquer looking paint on the floor and stuff. So it's a great, very modern looking floor. Pretty cool. If you have the animals and stuff, it's a great floor for that too, because you just basically just need like a Swifter, for that floor and stuff. It's not like you can actually ruin the floor or anything like that, or if they get, any type of liquids or anything like that, cleans up really good. There's the second bedroom. As you can see, they utilize it as an office, and it's just real nice layout. And then there's the other bathroom. So that one's a larger bathroom, and actually we should probably pull that back because you can see the new tile under that shower curtain there. And of course there's the master, and it's actually a good size rooms too. And that's what we were talking about with the older homes. They have good size rooms, and a lot of the newer homes, it's like, how many kids can I even fit in this room? If you have more than one in the family and stuff like that. So the room sizes are real good size. And I believe that's a queen bed or king, I can't remember, but it's a good size bed. And you can see it fits in there no problem. So you've got 3 bedrooms, and here's a 3rd bedroom, which she has as a boutique. But you can kind of see again how big it is. There's a lot of stuff packed in there, so it doesn't look as the best picture, but it's actually a good size room. You got a new water heater there, washer dryer stay, and they work good too. So I mean, even if you don't want them, we can remove them. This is a backyard. As you can see, a mature tree in the backyard for that breeze to go in the back of the house, some shade, and it is fenced in too with the chain link. So you have the chain link fenced in the backyard as well. A newer AC that runs real good. I'm not sure what year that AC is. And then that's pretty much that house, summed up with there's the fence. So one part's chain link and one part's wood, I think, on that fence. But anyway, good sized front yard too. And it has cute curb appeal too. When you drive by, you don't, it doesn't look like a small house. It does look more like cottage type of look, but it has good curb curb appeal too. I have another listing at 12507 Stagecoach. This one, again, has been a hot listing this week as far as people just, can I get out there now? Can I get out there today? I have another one, well, actually a couple showings today on it. Every single person who has seen this house says they're sending an offer. And so I'm like, okay, guys, where's the offers at? So then the next person said, you getting an offer? They're supposed to be sending me an offer. So I think everybody, because the market has changed a little bit, people are kind of taking their time to write up those offers. But as you can see, this one's just gorgeous inside. You've got the subway tile. You've got the quartz countertops. You've got stainless steel appliances, brand new kitchen cabinets, just very nicely done. Neat, just super neat as a pin. I had a buyer the other day told me that he wants to buy it. His wife's on the fence, and so they're going to get back to me on it, and that he didn't want to get a divorce over this house, but he just loves it so much. I just got a kick out of that. I'm like, well, I want you to buy this house too, but I do not want you to get a divorce over a house. So, but anyway, hopefully they'll come through with an offer, or someone seeing it today will want to come out and see it. It's a good size house. It's 2,047 square foot. And as you can see, it has all the extras like the larger baseboard, laminate, and all this stuff's brand new too. All the paint's brand new, everything, the fans are brand new, everything in there is, just basically like a brand new home because it's all been redone. The only thing that has not been redone on this house is the exterior and the windows. That's the only thing. It has a new roof, new AC, new bathrooms. There's the master bathroom, new kitchen, new laminate, fresh paint, new baseboard, new stairs. Second bathroom too is all brand new. The second bedrooms, as you can see, and there's a huge closet there. Like I was saying last week, upstairs, that's the third bedroom. And there's the downstairs bathroom too. That'd be your guest bathroom if someone was coming to visit you, and then you would go into that bathroom there. And it's just a nice layout. That's the bathroom reverse. That's the bathroom upstairs. So you have 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. So if you have a family, a growing family, or you just have a lot of company that want to come visit Florida, this is a great house for that because you've got 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 2,047 square foot. And you have a full garage too, which is a nice 2-car garage. That's the upstairs bathroom, and there's the garage there. And the garage, you can still eat off the floor. No one's pulling their cars in, fresh paint on that floor. And then the buffet serving kitchen, so you can serve right out to that back porch. And as you can see, it's a nice house. It's a great house for the money. They're not overpriced. They're just right at the right price. There has been other houses sold at the same exact house for $365. So this is kind of, I would say, a bargain right now compared. And like I said, that house just totally redone. Just a great house. I have another one at 13007 Club Drive. That one's in Beacon Woods as well. On these houses in Beacon Woods, they have a 2-year restriction that you can't rent out that house for 2 years after you purchase it. So if you're this is to ensure there's not like a big, huge rental area in Beacon Woods. The HOA does that. So if you're going to purchase the home, you just can't rent it out for 2 years. I mean, you can keep it empty for 2 years, or obviously, if you want it to be your primary residence, just move in it. Don't worry about the 2-year rental. If it doesn't work out for you and you want to turn it into a rental after 2 years, you're welcome to. This home is located on the golf course in Beacon Woods on Club Drive. Has a brand new kitchen, again, brand new flooring, fresh paint, all new appliances, all new fixtures. This is the 3rd bedroom or the 2nd living room, and it's on the tax collector as a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, but my customer wanted me to change it because she uses it as a 2-bedroom, 2-bath with 2 living rooms. What makes the difference is going to be that it doesn't have a closet in that 3rd bedroom. So when it comes to the tax collector, they want to see a 3rd closet, and then they'll say it's a bedroom. If it doesn't have a closet in it, they'll say it's not considered a bedroom. But we can list it either way. So we put 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,477 square foot, easy 3rd bedroom. And as you can see, everything is brand new inside. Like I said, the bathrooms, the flooring. Now this is a tile, this isn't laminate. It's a tile that looks like wood. It's very nice. And there's the bathrooms, as you can see, everything's done just pristine, just done very, very nice. This one, washer, dryer, stay. And you can see that umbrella from behind. Oh, there's the porch area. Oh, good. You know, I was wondering if that picture was on there, so that's good. I don't think we got the picture inside that porch area, but that it's a good-sized porch, and there's the golf course and stuff. And we even have a sign back there so the golfers see us for sale. So you can literally see, if you like golfing, go in your backyard and play golf and stuff. So it's kind of cool. You have privacy with that tree behind, so you're not really just, golfers aren't seeing you, you know, in your living room and stuff like that. So you do have privacy, but then you also have the choice to, you know, to enjoy that golf course too. So again, this one's listed, it was reduced to $314,900. It's a 2-bedroom, easy 3-bedroom home, 2 bathrooms. So it's a 2-car garage. So you've got all that space utilized under one roof, and it has security cameras. They stay, and that's a little private sitting area. You can put plants in there or just hang out for privacy. The aerial shot looks like a little dot, and that's where it is. See the little dot? That's a little umbrella. That's a little private tanning area there. So it's cool. It's a nice house, beautiful, and I'm lucky because these houses are all redone. They both have the HOA community, which is the community golf course, community tennis courts, community pool. So those aerial shots were actually the HOA, which isn't, the HOA includes the pool and the tennis courts and the, I think, shuffleboard, but it includes all that stuff in your HOA. It's a low HOA payment too. So those are some really nice listings. So we've got those 3 homes, and then we've got some lots. I have, oh, actually, no, wait a minute. I have 10090 David Drive. I think it's 90. David Drive is okay, so I'm just going to level with you guys. My brother has this house for sale, and he took these pictures because he wanted to save on a photographer, and I'm still mad at him about these pictures. I don't think they do this listing justice, but this one is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Now, this is on 2.38 acres, so it's a mobile home on acreage. Has a nice layout again. This one needs a little TLC, which the tenants are moving out at the end of the month. So if he doesn't sell it by the end of the month, he's probably going to pull it off the market and then give it the little TLC that it needs and then throw it back on the market. But if you guys are looking for acreage, this one's a great one. Like I said, 2.38 acres, and it's located in Brooksville on David Drive. So it's just minutes from the Weeki Wachee theme park there on US 19, Buccaneer Bay, or if you're trying to get to actual Weeki Wachee, like the river area, again, just minutes from there. So it's a nice location, north of 50, about a mile to 2 miles on the east side of the road. So great location, and the beware the dog sign, I'm going to kill him for these pictures. Anyway, it has a metal roof, which is nice and stuff too. And the tenants are moving out at the end of the month. But if anybody would like to see it, just let me know. Or if you have a realtor, just have them call me and we can line that up for you. We also have a commercial property on Commercial Way, which is US 19 in Brooksville. That property is for sale. That one is almost 17 to 18 acres. On the buildable lot, I'm not sure how much is buildable of it, but it is like a commercial way. That's what it is, like a island in the actual lot itself. So it comes off of US 19 with a road, and then it has like an island in the middle of it, which is the 17 acres. So you have an easement road from US 19, and then you have the actual location of it. Yeah, you can see there, and so you can kind of see the little easement road. It's over Commercial Way, and there's like a little teeny strip there that hooks to that blue, and that is the little strip is the road in off of US 19, and then the blue, and there's a couple more lots there that kind of gives you the aerial shot of that property. That one is, of course, more for builders. You're going to have a builder who maybe wants to put ACLF or wants to put not another car wash, but maybe, or storage or something like that. That property is listed for $2 million because it's a huge property, and there's not a lot left there on US 19 where someone could develop, like, say, townhouses or stuff like that. So anyway, or if you want to just build your own dream home, on 17 acres. What's cool is that it's literally located near the city, but it still looks rural because you've got this huge, like an island in the middle of, there's like a pond on one side and a pond on the other side. So that's pretty nice too. And then I have some lots. I have one on LaBelle. LaBelle is not in, let's see, LaBelle is, I want to say, is this the one that is in LaBelle, Florida? Yeah, on Broad Circle. I'm getting them backwards. 9045 West Broad. And that one, as you can see, is pretty much ready to, you have a little bit of clearance there as far as if you want to build a property, but it's not one of those lots where you're going to have to spend 20 grand to level trees and make it all work. That lot is pretty clear, so that has no flood insurance, and it's a great buildable lot. They've actually built up more of these since the picture was taken, but you can kind of get an idea from there on that one. And I have some more lots too. I have another one in Spring Hill, and that one is Fairview, I want to say. I didn't write it. Oh, look, I nailed it. 2332 Fairview. That one's 96,000. It's 2 lots. And now again, with the Hernando Building Department, you're going to have to call to see exactly how much is buildable on that. As far as I believe both lots are buildable for one house, but you have to see if you can put 2 on there as well. But we'll take a quick break. We'll come back and I'll show you more of these pictures on this listing, and we'll be right back. Hold tight. I'm Jessie Walters from Charles Rutenberg. Just going over new listings and listings that are available that I personally have. We were on Fairview Road in Spring Hill, and that property is 96,000. It's just under ½ acre. If you want to build your dream home, it's a great location. It's near parks, and the aerial shot will probably show a little bit more, but it's right next door to that house. And you can see it's got the community is a real nice community, and it's got some mature trees, which is nice because a lot of times with the new construction, they just level all the trees, so you don't have much of a breeze and stuff. But this property is very nice, great location, like I said, close to schools, shopping, the Suncoast Parkway if you want to commute to Tampa or St. Pete. It's a great location. And as you can see, all the houses are, a lot of them are, it's built out there, but the houses are not really on top of each other. So it's right next to that house there on the right. The lot is to the left of it. So you can see it's a great location. The house next door is real nice too. So if you've got kids, you could probably put a 3-4 bedroom on there for sure. Like I was saying before the break, the best way with the land is to actually call the municipalities such as Hernando, this is Hernando County, so I would call Hernando Building Department. You can call them for zoning to make sure you can put a residential unit on it, which that's residential, so you can. But to verify, before you purchase a property, you want to always call and say, I just want to make sure I can build this house. Then also, you're going to want to call zoning. When you call zoning, they're going to tell you the setbacks, and what's a setback? Setbacks are usually setback is the amount of property that you have to back up off the property line for building. So a lot of times, like in Pasco County and Hillsborough County, I'll find that the setbacks are 5 foot on the sides, so you can't build literally right on your property line. You have to pull 5 foot back, and then most of the time in the backs it's about 10. But when you get into these big, more rural, like the larger lots, the actual setbacks change. I just had one my buyer was going in Brooksville, and it was US 19, and the setback was 20 foot. So we didn't expect that. Again, you call the property, not the property appraiser, but you call Hernando, and you would call for zoning, which would be for setbacks. Then they'll tell you 5 off the side, 5 this way, 10 off the back, 20 this way. So if your lot is smaller, you end up, with a tiny house if you're not careful. So you want to make sure before you purchase a lot that those setbacks will fit the house that you're thinking. So if you want a 1,200 square foot house or 1,800 square foot house, you want to make sure that all that fits in. I have a builder right now that I've actually been using quite a bit. I have 2 contracts pending with him now, and he's out of Hernando, but he does Pasco and Hernando. I try to drag him to Pinellas and Hillsborough too, but he prefers Pasco and Hernando. But I have, like I said, 2 with him. And he does, it's more of a unique property. I know a lot of people like the same as their neighbors, just different. They all kind of go through the neighborhoods and stuff like that. Like Starkey Ranch is real popular in like the Trinity area of like the same house and then switch to a different house. But then there'll be, most of the houses are the same, but they're different fronts or different paint. These houses are more unique as far as, like that property. They're not going to be the same as your neighboring properties. You're going to have a unique house. A lot of people like that. So I've been selling those, and his prices are still, actually good and stuff, and on the lots and stuff too. So I have one more lot left. I want to say it's Petunia. Is that right? Did I get it right? Let's see. I have I nailed it. So that one is a great lot. Now that one is built, they're really building in this area. As you can see around it, see the little, it's kind of hard to see on this. I have an aerial photographer going out there to take more pictures. But on this, you're going to see the neighboring properties. There's houses, and there's also a canal behind. So it's a nice property, and you also have that waterfront too. So if you're looking to build a house and you want a little piece of paradise where you can sit in your backyard and look at everything. Now, see how the property line goes across? That's an easement there. So see how it goes, see how it doesn't go all the way to the water? So there's going to be some type of easement there. Again, what do? You call the municipality and you ask them, hi, what's the setbacks on this? And you can see that's either the HOA setback or electrical or something like that, but usually not electrical with that water. So there's some type of easement there, so that basically so someone can get in your backyard and fix something is usually what it's for. So it is usually electrical or cable or something like that. And what it means is that obviously you can't build on that property, but can you utilize that property? It looks like the other people are utilizing the properties and stuff. So so that's kind of like the 101.
Something went wrong.
Oops,
please try
Siri.
again.
So Siri is talking to me right now, and I don't know why. But anyway, so when it comes to lots, you're gonna do a couple things, which the people that have purchased lots from me or that are going to purchase lots, I have one right now, and I was telling him, if you are looking at a property, the best thing to do is to look around at the other properties. Not that that's always a rule, but like for instance, if you're in a neighborhood and you need a fence and you say, I really like a fence. Does this neighborhood allow fences? Well, you look at this house and it doesn't have a fence, and that's why you're asking the question. The best thing is to kind of turn around and look at the neighboring houses. And it sounds funny, but it's overwhelming sometimes when people are looking at houses to figure that out. Or Do I have enough room for a pool? Of course, you're going to want to call the county. You're going to want to ask these questions and verify before you actually make a purchase. But walk in the backyard of the house that you're, or the house, that you're looking at, or the lot, and look lateral to your right and to your left, and see if anyone has a pool with the same like close layout, stuff like that. So there's hints of like the different areas, what you can do. So you'll see people with, it's all one-story community. The whole area is one story, and you won't see any 2 stories. Is that a red flag that there are 2 stories aren't allowed in this HOA in this area? So you need to ask those questions, either HOA, but if you have a realtor, obviously they're going to help you out to narrow that stuff down. So you want to find out setbacks. I had, like I said, the one the other day, and he didn't think of so you looking at a property, and let's just say it's 50 grand. You're going to have your actual fees are going to be your electric being hooked up, right? And your sewer being hooked up. Or if there's no well and there's no sewer, you're going to have a well and septic. So these are extra fees. When you buy a lot, it doesn't come with it doesn't come with running water, obviously, right? It doesn't come with electric. So now you're going to pay an impact fee to the county, and don't mistake that as your fees to hook up your water and your electric. So if you need a power pole, those fees that you're going to pay, the impact fees, are not the same thing as you getting hooked up. So these are fees on top of the actual land. So you've got your land, then you've got your impact fees, then you've got your well and your septic, or you've got your land and you've got your impact fees, and you've got your connections for your electric and your sewer, and power poles possibly. So these go on top of your actual land purchase. And so a lot of people don't know that. So you have to keep that in mind with land. So even if you want to purchase a piece of land, hold on to it so it doesn't, because the prices, get it now and then you can build later in 5 years. You can always pay that impact fee ahead of time. But again, contact that county, find out what the impact fee is. They can be between 10 and 20 grand depending on which county you guys are in. But that's, the impact fee is for schools, it's for roads, it's pretty much the impact that your house is going to have on the area, as far as you're going to be using the roads, you're going to be going to the schools and all that. And of course, nothing is free. So they're going to charge you an impact fee to break ground on that property. So that's kind of interesting and stuff to know. So a lot of people don't know that. So we were talking about new homeowners, and I was actually, you guys were actually asking me, how do I do it? What's the first step in purchasing a home? So of course, it sounds funny because a lot of people, I had a girl yesterday was asking me, and a lot of people don't know, first of all, how to build up credit. So you want to build up credit. If you don't have any credit at all, you want to build it up you can use your cell phone bill. You can get a credit card that is where you put money. It's called a secured credit card. You put money up. So say usually start with like $300, and then you'll draw and pay off your own money, and this will show payment history and stuff like that. That's a great way to actually get a credit card without getting into trouble, because a lot of times I think people think, well, I have to go get a credit card and get in debt so that I can get credit. And that's not necessarily true. There's a safe way to actually get credit cards. Credit cards are known for, you start out with all intentions to pay it off, and then it turns into a mess and stuff like that. So a secured credit card, if you're new to the credit, basically game, if you just got here from overseas and you've just come to the country and you have no credit, it's a great way. Or if you're young and you had no credit card, or you're old and you have no credit history, it's okay that you paid cash your whole life. But if you're trying to purchase a home with the actual mortgage and not cash, then you're going to have to build up that credit history. That's one way. So the first step would be you're going to get pre-approved for your mortgage. And I used Len Gaston with the mortgage firm to go ahead, and she will pre-approve you. And then there's a mortgage calculator on the mortgage firm after you get pre-approved, where you can put, if you want to put more money down or less money down, or you want to put in your insurance and stuff like that. It actually tells you pretty close to the payment. So it's pretty interesting. And she can tell you what you need as far as what you're going to need for your first, for the money, as far as how much money down. I would usually say, I think they say 11% down. So you're going to need about, depending on, if it's a 300, let's just say $500,000 house, you're going to need about, roughly 55,000 down, depending on what your closing costs and stuff like that. But again, she can narrow it down and tell you exactly. So you want to get a pre-approval, and you're going to want to know exactly how much down, because you don't want to actually get your pre-approval and then you go under contract and you go, oh, I don't have that much money cash, and she can go over that with you. The other thing is, people say, how long does it take for me to close on a loan? Well, the average loan takes 30 days. If it's FHA or VA or USDA, it's going to take maybe 45. A lot of the FHA has been 30 days, but USDA, I usually put 60 days on them, but VA will go up to 45 days too. So if you put in 30 days because you're trying to be positive and it stretches out, don't start freaking out if you got to go 45, because they take a little longer to process on, like I said, FHA, VA, and USDA. So when you're on the market and you're looking, so people will say, what's the average to actually looking? They'll say 10 to 12 weeks as far as you're going out. Well, you're getting pre-approved, and then making sure you have the money, and then you're going out, and then you finally find a house, and it's 30 days from there, which is like 4 weeks. But it's usually takes a couple of months to find the actual perfect house. Doesn't mean that the first house you walk into you won't love and just want to purchase that, because that does happen quite a bit. And people will say, well, I didn't look around. I want to make sure there's nothing else out there better. The only thing is that the market still is actually good for sellers. So you're going to have to usually make a decision within a day or two if that's the house for you. And if it's not, you can move on. But usually 12 weeks, depending on, if you have cash, or if you have cash is faster. But anyway, conventional mortgage, 30 days, you're good. And then someone asked, what's the difference between a seller's market, or what is a seller's market and what's a buyer's market? So a seller's market would be where there's low inventory, right? And the seller is saying, basically, we're going to take the highest offer. This is our deadline. There's basically the low inventory or the shortage is going to keep that house price strong. In other words, because there's no other houses in your neighborhood for sale, and there's just this one, that seller is going to be on top, because you have the demand for that neighborhood, depending on where it's at. So if it's a good neighborhood and good schools, and you have this one house for sale, of course it's going to sell fast, and it's going to be, if it's a great location, you're going to get good money for it. If again, though, on the buyer's market, if there's tons for sale, and this is when it kind of switches, when there's tons for sale, everybody has their houses for sale. It almost turns into a buyer's market, and per se, because there's so much inventory, and you can go in and you're like, oh, I don't like this brown kitchen. I like this white kitchen. Or this white kitchen. Which one do I like? They're both the same lot size. You can kind of go back and forth, see who will give you the better deal, and that's when it turns into a buyer's market. Kind of switches around. But again, on a buyer's market, the interest rate again are kind of trending higher, which is what we have right now. And then there's high inventory, and then they're saying if there's a natural disaster, which we did have as well. It's not a buyer's market right now, but it could be where they had a lot of the hurricane area. That could be more of a buyer's market if people are, if there's, say, flooding in houses and stuff like that. It kind of changes that area. But we're not seeing in Pasco, Hernando, Hillsborough, Pinellas counties, we're not seeing a buyer's market yet. We are seeing trending, like I was saying last time, dream prices gone. So we're not having the example I used a couple weeks ago was, my neighbor's house is for sale for $500, but mine's better, and it's usually because it's mine. Why is it better? Because I own it. No, because I put 14 karat gold faucets in the bathroom. It's worth $20,000 more, or whatever whatever it is you feel your house is worth more. I just put a new back porch on. It's worth this much more. So unfortunately, when you put a new back porch on and you spend 10 grand, you don't automatically get to go. My house is 500 plus my new porch 510, so it's 510 is what I'm going to ask. You have to look at exactly if your house is a cookie cutter neighborhood and a cookie cutter house, you're going to want to try to match the prices in the area. You don't want to put more on, and if someone sees the value, then they're going to buy it from you. You want to put your price right at what it's worth. Otherwise, when they start trending down, it doesn't look so hot. But also, that's what's happening right now, is that a lot of people have overpriced their houses, just hoping that it was still the market where they could kind of name their price. And now you'll see the houses trending down. And I don't necessarily think it's because that the houses are all going and losing value. It's probably because most were overpriced in the beginning. So if you overpriced your house and it's been on the market for 30 days, you might want to reduce. And if people see it reduce, don't worry. That is what's trending. If you have overpriced, just reduce it and get a contract on it and get it sold. Don't be too prideful and say, well, no, I want this and that's it. If your time is money, if the more the faster you sell it, the more you'll have that money in the bank. And if you're moving on, you don't want to end up with 2 double payments, which could be a mess and stuff. So on the seller's market, it's basically the seller's market was the interest rates were low, and then there was low inventory. And there was a lot of people moving here, so we still have all that. So we still have a lot of people moving here from up north. So that's kind of the difference between a buyer's market and a seller's market. And then you guys had also asked, what kind of credit score do I need? 620 or better for like the normal conventional mortgages, but there are some that will actually lend to you with a lesser credit score. So hold tight. We're going to go over more questions and answers for you guys, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. We're talking about just questions that you guys had, and so I'm just kind of going through the list. And it was what credit score do I need? Of course, 620 or better is where you're going to get a better interest rate. Doesn't mean that you cannot get a loan if it's under that. It just normally means that you're going to have to bring more to the table. Or FHA is a good tool if you're interested in FHA loan, which was 6 months ago. No one was even using FHA loans. You put more, you put less money down, 3.5%, but then you're going to have to pay mortgage interest or mortgage insurance payment on top of that too. It gets a little tricky to talk about, and people say, what are you talking about with the mortgage? Well, if you don't have a certain amount of your mortgage paid off when you actually initially get it, then the bank wants an insurance policy to make sure they don't lose money on you, God forbid you foreclose. So you have to pay an actual insurance on top of your mortgage payment. So a lot of people get confused. They'll just put it in, they'll find a mortgage calculator online and they'll put it all in, and they'll say, how come it's more expensive? It's a couple $100 more a month. Well, it's because you didn't put enough down, and so now you're going to have to pay mortgage insurance. But I know I talk fast, so what the best thing is to get with Delynn Gaston, the mortgage firm, and then she can go ahead and actually at that point get you a pre-approval letter, which is what we need to look at the properties. A lot of sellers won't even let you in their house without proof of funds, meaning your cash bank account payments, or proof of funds or your pre-approval letter. So you just want to make sure you have that. So how much do I need for a down payment, which we were kind of just going over that, probably about 11% down. And then maybe less with USDA, VA, FHA. So if you have a conventional loan, conventional loans, they have 5% down, but the 5% doesn't just mean, so FHA, you have 3.5% down. VA, you have 0% down. USDA, you have 0% down. Conventional loans go between 5 to 20% down. And so you think, well, that's all I need down, but you also need your closing costs, which is like your insurance and your prorated taxes, to be put in escrow. So you're not going to just get away with 3.5% down. You're going to have to bring more to the table, and the average is like 11%, depending on which loan you actually pick. And it's very confusing, so that's why I was saying, depending on what you get pre-qualified for, we can kind of work backwards and then say, this is what you'll need down to make sure you're not going to get excited about a house and then find out you don't have enough money down. Of course, there's gift funds, which is kind of unique. I always say if you have a rich aunt somewhere and she's just dying to give you some money to put down on a house, that is an option as well. They call it gift funds. Now, each loan has an amount that they can gift you, and it can't be a loan that someone is giving you. So in other words, if your rich aunt says, I'm going to give you $20,000, but you better pay me back, that's not going to work. She's going to have to write a letter that says she's giving you the money, you're her favorite niece or nephew, and it's free and clear, and there's no actual lien or anything like that, because the bank doesn't want to see you get this money and now you've got to pay her back and you got to pay them back. They want to see it free and clear. So there is gift funds to help you with that down payment. And then of course, old school is always like, January's coming, tax returns, that's enough money for your down payment for tax return. Maybe you have to wait 2 years, maybe save 2 years of tax returns, but all those things come into play. And again, we can help you out with the information on the pre-approval and all that stuff. So how much do I need? Let's see. What if my offer is rejected? So I just had one the other day, and she said, well, if we don't take their offer, what happens? So the way it works, like in the law, so for instance, say I give you an offer, I put it in writing, here's an offer for $515,000, and you say, no, I wanted 530, I'm not going to take your 515. So when that happens, so you send them the contract, right? Here it is, 515, and then the seller responds, my counter is 530. So if you then don't accept that 530, legally you're not bound, they're not bound. So in other words, if they say you have by tomorrow to accept the seller's offer of 530, and you go, you know what, I'll give you 520. If someone comes, Mr. and Mrs. Smith come and show the house, and they say, well, we'll give you 521, they can outbid you, they can get in between the bidding. So the best thing to do is to try to come up with a price quickly, but a price that isn't insulting. I know you always want to go low because you'd hate that, if I said 530 and they took it, I wish I would have gone 510, and offered lower. And I understand that, but you want to get that negotiating done quickly. Someone on one of the questions was, what if they don't respond? Usually that means that they're insulted by your offer, and the best thing to do is not to take it personally. The best thing to do is come up with another offer. But when you start low and then you're there and you're taking your time and you're 515, okay, we'll go 516. Just be careful, because every time you counter, the deal is dead. So in other words, if they go, well, we'll take we'll take 529 then. And you go, I'll give you 517. Now that offer, the 529 is dead on the table. You've countered. They can accept another offer. And that's how it's going to go unless you say, okay, I accept that offer. There's some realtors who will still say, up until that is in writing, everybody's signed, someone can still come in and they will let that happen. I try to not do that. I try to tell everybody exactly what's going on so we don't have any type of litigation problems where you accepted the offer, but then you backtracked because someone else came in with 5,000 higher. But what I'm saying is that you want to make these smooth, don't take it personal, and you want to act the bidding, and if they're close on it, you want to just accept and move on and get under contract. If it's a house that you love and you don't want to live without, that's the best thing to do. So on the counter, so they can though just say, I reject your offer, and I do not acknowledge your offer, which is always like a kind of like I guess a squeaky, or I don't know, like a bad subject when you have a buyer and they've insulted the seller so much. You're like, oh, it's 550, but here's 500 cash, and it's 50,000. You want to say to them, well, wouldn't you want to wait, even if it's not cash, for like an extra 25 to 50,000? I'd rather wait for someone with a mortgage so I can, I'll wait an extra 30 days and I'll make 25, 30,000 more. I know people are like cash is king, but then at the end of the day, if you waited 30 days, you would get 25 to 50 grand more. You're probably going to wait, so make sure that it's still a seller's market with inventory as far as the pre-owned homes. If anyone's looking for new construction though, there's a lot of new construction with closing costs that are offered. I can definitely help you guys out with getting into new construction depending on which areas. There's a lot of specials. I'm getting them daily and stuff. So if your offer is rejected, come up with a better offer, resubmit it. If they still don't acknowledge it, do baby steps until you get a counter. And then as my sellers go, if they won't acknowledge it, I do try to pressure them and say, well, tell them what you want, even if it's the asking price. Let's acknowledge them. Let's counter something. So you give them 1,000 off. If you're firm on something, give them 2,000 off. Because I want to say that everybody's at least a little negotiable normally. Should I get a home inspection? And I want to just say, yes, get a home inspection. If you plan on getting an FHA or a VA, they have an inspection, which is where the appraiser walks through, but he or she walks through, and they also look around. It is not an inspection where, where they're going to go up in the attic. They're going to be looking for more visual, dry rotted things, fascia, dry rotted around your baseboards, hazards in your house. They're going to be looking for your appliances to make sure you have an oven to cook on, just stuff like that. So don't confuse a home inspection with a VA or FHA inspection. But if you're limited on funds and you don't want to get a home inspection, FHA is going to walk through and look for hazards and stuff like that. Like I said, it is not a home inspection. You still are going to have a insurance inspection. Those are usually about $125 to have someone come in. They're going to check your roof. They're going to check your electrical panel, and they're going to check roof, electrical panel, and look around for like wind mitigation stuff for discounts for your insurance, such as do you have windows? Are they new windows? Are they impact windows? Garage doors impact? Do you have the shutters? For insurance reasons and stuff like that. So when you're purchasing a house, a home inspection, I just had one yesterday, and they did a home inspection. They did a termite inspection. And they did all the insurances. House is like 1,000 square foot. It was $500 for everything. So it depends on so a lot of people won't have the termite inspection if it's cement block or if they don't have FHA. This one's conventional mortgage, so it's totally up to her if she wanted a termite. They did find some termites in a shed outside. So it wasn't like a super big deal, but it was, just so she knows that she's going to have some dry rotted wood out there and some touch-up termite treatment touch-up, I guess I would say, or where they spray just like a little bit on the areas and stuff like that. But that one, the termite inspector will check also for fungi, dry rotted wood, and then of course like bugs if they see a bunch of bugs and stuff like that. So she paid extra for that. It was $100 extra. So normally it would have been at $400, which would have been your wind mitigation, your 4-point, and your home inspection. On the home inspections, she asked me this too, which is kind of interesting. When you get a home inspection, a lot of people will say, I got a home inspection, I got my 4-point, I got my wind mitt. The 4-point and the wind mitt, I send to the insurance company. The home inspection, I suggest you not to send it to your bank or to your insurance company, because I did have one buyer, Sarah, and she sent hers in error to the home inspection to her insurance company, and they made her fix, she had down to spraying for spiders at the front door. The actual mortgage company said it didn't matter, but the insurance company said we want all the spiders. They had marked them as being like black widow spiders or some type of spider at the front door, and it also had some ceiling cracks at the front door, and they made her fix the ceiling cracks and spray for spiders and just like little weird things, which the mortgage companies never asked for or anything like that, but the insurance company said, no, we want this all done. So she, at the time, the seller said that she could fix the cracks if she wanted to herself, but they weren't interested in doing it. And meanwhile, she's like 25, and so her and her boyfriend went out and fixed the cracks, and you could see it looked like just lines everywhere around the whole house, but they were all fixed. And then she got to purchase the house. But turning that home inspection in to the wrong people can definitely get you into trouble. So best thing is to, even have them emailed separate. So you're going to send your wind mitigation, and you're going to send your 4-point inspection to your insurance company, and hopefully they're going to give you some discounts for your insurance company for strapping and in your roof, your electrical panel, your, like I said, your impact windows, impact doors, stuff like that. Hopefully they're going to give you a discount for that stuff. If not, they're definitely going to give you a quote with those. And then when someone new purchases it, they're going to have those two, again, the wind mitt and the 4-point for their new policy. So that's going to be yours. It's going to have your name on it. I don't know if you can assume that if it's less than 6 months, those forms, but the one I just had, she got her own, and obviously it passed and stuff like that. But it was without the termite, it would be $400 for all those inspections. And like I said, you can just get the insurance inspections if you're low on money, but we do always suggest a home inspection. So they don't look in the walls though, and it's kind of a misconception too. I was going to actually bring in a home inspection to show you guys again, because it's been a while, but they don't. She had asked them, can you see a sinkhole? And unfortunately, you can't see a sinkhole, but you can see signs of a sinkhole. But then, of course, they're not engineers; they're home inspectors. So there could be some different issues going on that they don't see, and that course doesn't cover you on that. But they check your appliances, and they go around the whole house and the plugs, and make sure the GFCIs are in the wet areas, which is like the kitchens and the bathrooms, all that stuff. So they do a very good job. And they always say for your protection, get a home inspection. So definitely do that. Do I need to do a final walkthrough? It's not required, but it is a good idea. I had Michelle Scott, and she is a customer of mine. I sold her a house, and we went to the house to the walkthrough, and there was water all under the laminate floor. What had happened was a faucet on the outside broke off, and it leaked in the wall into the bedroom. So the seller gave her an allowance for the laminate that was ruined, but it was a mess. We didn't expect that to happen, but had we just gone to closing and not gone to actually the walkthrough ahead of time, she would have not been able to replace the floor. Well, she would have been able to, but it would have been on her dime. So the seller actually paid for it and stuff like that. So it all worked out and stuff good for her. But I went to a party at her house, got invited a couple of months back, and she showed me the new flooring and stuff like that. So it was good that we covered her by walking through the house. I've had a couple of them where, like a window will be broken, BB guns. These kids were shooting BB guns at the front of the house and hit all the light fixtures on the way to closing. So I've had a couple, in like 16 years, I've only had like 3 where I would say, thank God we did a walkthrough, but I usually do tell my customers, hey, we're going to do a walkthrough just in case. And my comment is always, we want to make sure the house is still standing, that you're still buying an actual house. You don't want to go do a walkthrough, say you're buying it cash, and you're like, oh, my cash is all there, everything's good, and then you get there and there's some type of fire, or there's a squatter, or just something that the toilet leaked, or just something crazy. So you just want to make sure you actually do a walkthrough afterwards. And then I know I'm running out of time, but then they were saying too, how many homes should I view before I buy one? And we were just talking about that. There's no number. If you see a home you like, the first home, and you're in love with it, and you want to go, make sure by driving around for a week to make sure that's the one. That home, unfortunately, might not be there, but you could go forward with that home, put a deposit on that home, and have an inspection period. And during that inspection period, if anything, if you fell out of love with the home and there was one thing wrong on your home inspection, you can actually pull out and get your deposit back. So, for instance, there was something that, just unsatisfactory home inspection will get you out, saying that will get you out of the contract. You want to make sure that there really is something wrong with the home inspection, and don't use it as your way out. But if you don't want to lose it, I would take a chance on just going forward and not losing your dream house. But I hope all this information helped. I want to thank our sponsors. I have Freddie, Freddie from Optima, I want to say. OptaFinancial, Freddie Rapina. And I want to thank Cheryl from Nightberry Title Services for always sponsoring us. You guys are great. And everybody have a blessed day, and I'll see you guys next week.